Okay, once again, what's going on, everybody? This is the New Orleans Saints football video preview show. We're going to be previewing the New Orleans Saints. Last season, the New Orleans Saints finished 13 and 3, one win away from going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say this: this New Orleans Saints team, to be honest with you, look, this team is destined to get back to the NFC Championship without a shadow of a doubt. Because look, last season we had these crappy ass calls last season with the pass interference calls that really was the biggest joke of all time. Look, and then um, preventing the Saints from getting into the Super Bowl. But to be honest with you, um, just to put light on it, the Saints did good last season, 13 and 3. I mean, look, you would never once think that this Saints team would go 13 and 3 like that, but it was a reality that the Saints did go 13 and 3. The Saints had some talented players, and that's the thing about it. We have talent. I'm pretty sure that this team will most likely continue on its winning trends. Because look, um, that's what Drew Brees wants to be here in New Orleans. He wants to win a championship. Um, so I'll be honest with you. I would say this team is going to make it this year if we have if we can stay healthy. That's the main thing we have to do is stay healthy during this season. Because if we have one player that will miss the season, look, it'll cut your season very short. That's one thing we got to keep in mind, folks. We got to keep in mind during this season. So, without further ado, we'll break down the depth chart. Let's begin. I'm going to switch. I have it on my screen. Okay, let's begin at the quarterback position. Drew Brees. Let me switch this out so we won't have any, so I can see it in the screen. Um, okay, Drew Brees is going to be the starting quarterback, so that's definitely. But the main concern is going to be the who's going to be the number two and who's going to be the number three quarterback going into the backing up Drew Brees. You got Teddy Bridgewater. I'm pretty sure if you give Teddy Bridgewater a shot, he'll most likely will make it. Now, Taysom Hill. We know what Taysom Hill can do. Um, he could be the quarterback. He could be the wildcat person because he was sometimes was in the wildcat and he makes some plays like that, and also on kick coverage as well. Now JT Barrett, I'm pretty sure if he does pretty well in the camp this year, I'm pretty sure he'll most likely make the third string. But I'm not too sure. Everything is not a given during the Saints training camp. Everything's up for grabs. Um, so that's my take on the quarterbacks. I think we're deep in the quarterback situation, and we always will be. Now the running backs. This is going to be the running backs now. We're looking at the running back situation um, with Kamara. Kamara is still going to be the number one. Use also looks like Allen Murray. Yeah, it's Allen. That's another guy. That's another guy that most likely will be the number two position. Also, Divine U- U- Ulagoba. I'm trying to say his name. It's a hard name to pronounce. It's Ozigbo. He's going to be the third string. Also, um, Murray from Minnesota will most likely. I think he's going to be the second string. To be honest with you, I will um, say that he will be the second string. Dwayne Washington, number two guy. Also, um, Matt Dales. He's also. I don't think he's going to make this roster. Hopefully, he kind of makes this roster. Because you got some preppers or running backs. You got Kamara, Allen, um, Udagabo, Udagabo. Also, Murray, and Washington. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Murray and I say Allen. Washington might be the third string. I think he's going to be the third running back for the Saints. So also now at the fullback position, Zach Lime, Mike Burton, and also Garrett Griffin. I say Zach Lime will stay in that fullback position on the depth chart, so that's going to be good. The other two, I don't think they'll probably going to be backups or practice squad people. Now let's go over to the um, let's see, let's go over to the wide receivers. Michael Thomas, yeah, he's definitely going to stay in that first position. Keith Kirkwood in the second. Um, let's see. Ted Ginn will be the third wide receiver. Also, Traquan Smith will be the fourth wide receiver. But you got some talent competition going into this camp. You got Cobbs, Matthews, Humphreys, and Emmanuel. So, who's going to be on this the in the third spot and also the fourth spot? I'm pretty sure it will most likely go to Butler at the fourth spot, and so I say this. Look, this is a very complex roster right here. We got 90 people on this roster. They're going to have to cut them down to maybe 53. And who's going to be that last man out for the Saints? So that's the wide receiver position. Now, Austin Carr, I'm pretty sure he will make the roster as well. Cameron Meredith. Cameron Meredith will kind of solidify his spot as well. So you got a lot of competition here in the wide receiver position. That's going to determine who's going to be that first wide receiver, who's going to be that second wide receiver, who's going to be that third wide receiver, and who's going to be that fourth wide receiver. Let's go down to the fifth wide receiver position. I'm going to switch this over. Okay, the fifth wide receivers position as well. You got Hanson, and you also got um, Deontay Harris. So that's going to be a battle right there for the fifth wide receiver position for the Saints. So I'm kind of looking at it this way. To be honest with you, look, this is going to be a very strong wide receiver core. I mean, you will have Thomas, you will have Smith, and you will have Ginn. That's going to make some plays, and also Kirkwood, also going to make some plays for the Saints as well. So don't don't be surprised if one of these guys off this depth chart makes a roster spot. So now let's go over the offensive line people. The offensive line: Teron Orstead, Michael Orr, Etheridge Greenridge, also Andres Pete, Ryan Grope, Cameron Tom, um, Eric McCoy, um, also Henry Marcus. So I'm looking at the center spot. I'm looking who's going to be that center. That guy's going to that quality guy that's going to come out and make the plays at the center position. So that's what I'm going to be looking for right there during the 2019 football season. Now, right guard, Rory Wolford, Will Clapp from LSU. Right tackle, Ryan Remshak. Also, Newhouse and Urick. And also, Derek Carey the second is also battling for the right tackle position as well. So that's the right tackle position. So the offensive line right now, we're gonna have to solidify who's gonna be those starting front seven people for the offensive line. So that's something we're gonna have to be watching out for during the season. Now the tight end position. Let's go over the tight ends. Josh Hill, Jalen Cook, um, um, Elias Mack. Also, Nate Womack. Also, let's see. Let's pull this down. I'm going to pull it down for a second. Pull this down for a second. I'm going to go to the tight ends again. Let's see. So I'm going to get this on the side. Back up. Okay. So that's your tight ends. That's your tight end position. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to say Josh Hill's going to stay in the number one position. Jalen Cook will most likely be the two position. If he's if he makes the roster, he will be in the two position. Um, and the other guys, I'm pretty sure, most likely will either make the practice squad or be cut. That's the thing that's going to happen. This is only the 90-man roster, so we're breaking this down. So at the fullback position, we looked at it already. So that's the um, offensive breakdown on the depth chart. Okay, the depth chart for the defense. Let's go ahead and go over that. Cameron Jordan, Trey Henderson will be at the number two player. That will be Trey Henderson. Corbin Kaufusi. That's Kaufusi. Also, Wes Holton. Also from Carolina. Also, Sheldon Rankins. He is injured. He's on the PUP. So somebody's going to have to, hopefully, they will take next man up. Also, David Amaga is not going to be playing because he's suspended for one game. Also, Kenny Bigelow, he's going to be the third. Also, at nose tackle will be Brown. Sylvester Williams, number two. Also, Taylor Stallworth at number three. Also, right defensive end, Marcus Davenport. That's going to be a battle right there. Mario Edwards. Also, Gio Grisham. Also, Shea Turtle. And the linebackers. The side linebackers will be Klein. Sankey will be, and there's no number threes and number fours. Also, middle linebacker Alex Anzalone. Vince Vigo will be in the number two spot. Also, Porter Gustin will be in the number three spot. Now in the W linebacker, that is the Will linebacker. Demario Davis will most likely will be in that number one. Craig Robinson in the number two. Caden Ellis will be in the three, and Cotton Jumper, he's going to probably be in the four, but I'm pretty sure he might not make the squad. At the LCB linebacker position will be Apple Crowley, Marcel Shireel, also Christian Campbell. They have his name down there. Also at the defensive back spot, Bon Bell, Chris Banjo. So Ricky Jefferson. Also JT Gray. And let's see. At the free safety, Marcus Williams. I want to see this young man. I want to see what Chancey Gardner-Johnson can do at free safety. I want to see that. Now, Shaquille Hampton will probably be the number three. And also, Terrell Williams will mostly be four. Now, in the right cornerbacks positions, that's the right cornerback. Marshawn Lattimore. So he most likely will make that roster at that cornerback position at the right corner. Also, Patrick Robinson. Justin Harding. Look, I'm going to say this about Justin Harding. Look, He's probably going to be on the defense on the special team side. He can make plays on that special team side instead of the cornerback side, and also uh, Kayvon Webster from Houston, and also P.J. Williams will be the nickel. So I'm pretty sure if P.J. Williams can show some improvement in camp, he will stay at that position. But if he don't, there'll be people want to get his nickel position. So he has to step it up in camp as well. So now your special teamers, um, Thomas Morstead, Will Lutz, um, long snapper Zach Woods. Another guy is Nick Moore from there. Also, the holder will be Morstead or Taysom Hill. Will Lutz will be the kickoffs, and punt returns will be Shariels and Kamara. I want to see what Alvin Kamara could do on those punt returns. I want to see his speed. I want to see his speed and agility on that, and also Taysom Hill. I think he can make. I'll be honest with you on those kickoff returns. I think he can get some yards for the Saints. That's something right there. Now your reserves will be Hanson and Grayson. That will be your depth chart. So that is the Saints depth chart. We broke it down pretty clearly. So I say this, look, it's going to be a very interesting training camp to bear because, look, you're going to have a lot, like I said, a lot of positions going up for grabs. And that's one thing we're going to be watching out for during the Saints training camp. Saints training camp will begin this coming Friday on the 26th. The veterans will report tomorrow for training camp. So that will be the key factor for the Saints. So let's go ahead and break down last year's stats. Let's go ahead and give you some information from last year. Okay, we got it on our screen. Saints in offense was ranked third in points scored. They had 30.4. Also, they gave up only 21 points. They were ranked 14th in defensive points give up. Also, last season in total yards of offense, Saints averaged 376.5. They was ranked 8th. Also, they gave up 345 yards. They were ranked 12th in the league. So that's something. If the Saints can stay at the middle of the pack or closer to the top 10, they will be a good defense. Now, let's go over to the let's see. Let's go over to the third down conversions real quick. Offense, Saints average 45.07%, so that was a good sign on third downs. Also, they limit the third downs to 40.57, so they was ranked 23rd. Also, in fourth down conversions, the Saints were ranked second with 83.3, so that's a very good number. I like to see that stay afloat. Also, in third down conversions, fourth down conversions, excuse me, the Saints were ranked on defense. The Saints gave up 50%. So that's going to have to be a little bit better on fourth down conversions. If you want to be a good team on fourth down, you got to correct your mistakes before they happen. So they were ranked 7th. So in defensive fourth down conversions. Now in the red zone conversions, this is the things I'm looking at right here. Your red zone conversions, the Saints were ranked 4th. So they were the 4th best team in the NFL with red zone conversion of 68.42%. That was perfect. I like that. Now in red zone defense, they were 23rd with 62.96. They have to improve in that area because every time when either teams like Dallas or one of those teams get in the red zone or Atlanta, they can score. Literally, they can score. because that's something we cannot be giving up in those red zones is scoring abilities. That's something we have to clean up during the season. Now, um, red zone touchdowns. We had 3.6. We was ranked second. That's outstanding. I'm very happy about that. Um, but the red zone touchdowns was 2.6 for opposing teams. We was ranked 14, so we have to get that corrected. So we can stay in the top middle of the pack if we want to. But if you want to be in the top 10 and not giving up scoring points, you have to be consistent on those areas in red zone. That's one thing is they insinuate about is red zone efficiency on defense. And then on offense, the same thing. They insinuate that as well. Now let's go over to the rushing. We're going to go both offense and defense. Um, Saints were ranked fifth in running with 45.68%. So they ran on rushing plays 45.68. So that's an excellent number. But their run defense, Saints was ranked fourth with giving up 36.41%. Yards per game, they had 122 yards per game. That's ranked ninth, so that's close to the top 10. So even stay right into the top 10, so it's right above the top 10. Now the run defense. Saints run defense only gave up 78.3 yards a game, and that's ranked second. That's perfect. So if we can have that again this year, we will be an excellent run defense. That's make no mistake about it. So the rushes per game was on 29.0 on offense for the Saints, ranked fifth. Also, um, 22-point run on defense. That was fourth. So I think that's excellent. I think that's what reason why we went 13-3. Now yards per rush, 4.2 average. So the Saints averaged 4.2. That was ranked 22nd. So they have to come up with that just a little bit adjustment, just a little bit on that yards per rush. Now yards giving up by the defense. The Saints only ranked first with 3.5, so that's something the run defense have to improve on right there. So they rank second in run defense, but you got to be you got to knock down that yards per rush on the defensive side. You can't have that 3.5 staring at you every time during games, or they may go 5 or 6, close to 6. That's something you can't be um, giving up. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is the passing game. Saints in yards was ranked, let's see, 10th in passing yards on the offense with 253. So I think that was um, in the top 10. Completions was first on passing offense, so it's first. Also on defense. Now the quarterback sacks. We're going to look at that before we go over to the quarterback sacks was fourth in the league. Interceptions thrown, third in the league. Also, let's go ahead and give you the defensive side. Let's begin. Interceptions thrown, 17th, so they have to get more interceptions. Sacks, ninth in the league, so I think that's perfect. So that's in the top 10. Passing yards given up, 28, so they have to be better on passing yards giving up. They gave up 266 yards on passing plays, so that's something the Saints cannot be doing because that will kick them in the ass. So now completions on the opposing side, 23rd with 69.36. That's something you have to clamp down on. So that's the offense and defensive breakdowns for the Saints. Let's go over to the turnover ratios. Let's pull that up. Okay, the turnover ratio for the Saints, +5, so that was +5 in the turnover ratio. Saints defense -5, that's also 7. Now, the giveaways 1.0, that was third in the league. Takeaways is 1.5, so we have to get better on the takeaway ratio. Also, the takeaways per game was 1.5 in games ranked 13th, but the giveaways was 1.0. That was on defense. So that right there, I'm gonna say this: the giveaway ratio. Look, you got to be very consistent there, because if you don't, you have to, if you have -1 on your turnover ratio, you have to get another turnover on defense to get it even up to the plus category. So that's something we have to be very concerned about if we're going to win these games. So because -5 in the turnover ratio, that's good, but +5 on the offensive side is even better. So now let's go over to the other stats. The time of possession. Saints offense was on the field. They was ranked 5th, 52.82. Also in defense, they were ranked 5th, 47.18. So that is the breakdown from last year. Saints team. Um, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to talk about. Okay, let's go over to the power rankings. Let's pull this up. Okay, power rankings. We'll go over to the Saints power rankings from last season. Power rankings for the Saints. Projective ratings. First in the overall rankings, division was number 1. Also home rankings 6, and first in the division rankings. Also away rankings first for overall and division. Also home advantage. Saints was ranked 28th in overall rankings and 4th in the division. Also, strength of schedule. Saints was ranked 2nd and first in the division ranking. So 2nd in the overall and first in the division. Now in the future, Saints was ranked 1st overall and 1st in the divisional rankings. Season SOS, Saints was ranked 2nd in division and 1st overall. Also in SOS Basic, that's the basic strength for schedule. Saints was ranked 8th overall and 3rd in the division. So that's pretty good right there. That's probably top 10, top 5 material. Okay, in divisional SOS, 17th overall and 4th in the division. Last 5 rankings, Saints were ranked 7th last season and 1st overall and 1st in the division. 7th overall and 1st in the division. Now, the last 10 rankings. Let's go ahead and go over the last 10. 19th overall and 3rd. I'm trying to say so. So that was the end division. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go back again. Oh yeah. The last 5 rankings was 19th overall and 3rd. I don't want to. Okay, the last 10 rankings. First in division and first in division and first in the overall ranking. Non-divisional ranking for the Saints. First, let's see. Let's go ahead and first overall and first in the division. Luck rankings is 4th overall and 1st. Now, let's see. Consistency rankings. Saints were ranked 29th overall and first in the division. So they had a pretty better showing in that. Now in the 1 through 5 rankings, that's verses 1 through 5. Saints were ranked third overall and first. 6 through 10, both first. Also 11 through 16, the Saints was ranked 10th overall and second in the division. Also 17 to 22, um, Saints was ranked 20th in the 17 to 22 category and overall, and also first in the division. 23 through 32, Saints were ranked second overall and first. Also in the first half rankings, Saints was ranked seventh and first overall in the over 7 overall rankings and first in the division. Now, second half rankings, Saints was ranked first overall and first in the division. Let's see if we messed up anything. I think we got everything on the screen, so we kind of we had the so these were the power rankings from last season for the New Orleans Saints. Okay, let's go ahead and break down. Let's go ahead and give you some more stats. Okay, I'm about to talk about some offensive stuff. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna pull it up 1 second. Let's pull up the directional passing rankings. Let's go to the Saints. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I can get this up on the screen again. Sorry about that. Let's get that set up again. Okay, let's show you some rankings here. Okay, let's go to the Saints. Pull it up. Let's go to the Saints. Got the Saints. I'll get Carolina out of there. Saints. So there it is. Okay, Saints on first down rankings. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on. Why I can't get my screen to go up to Breeze. Let's go ahead and go there. Okay, I'm going to apply it. There it is. Okay, let's give you the numbers on this one. This is from Sharp Football Stats. You can go there anytime. Okay, let's begin with overall. Let's see his passing rate numbers right here. This was Drew Brees' numbers. He had 177 completions out of 138 completions out of 177 attempts. He had 7 touchdowns. That was on the first one. Now the second, that was his quarterback rating was 108. Now the 115. This is the 115 ranking. 113. Excuse me. 113. He had 76 of 89 passes for 695, 5 touchdowns. So when he was at 113, he had 5 touchdowns. Now, on his 115, the next one, the 115, he had a rating of 115. He had 154 passes for 195 yards. He threw for 1273, 1,273-0. He had 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That's a pretty good rating right there for Brees. Now on the let's go ahead and go over these. Okay, on the 102 rankings, Drew Brees had 28 pass attempts on 14 completions, 3 touchdowns. He had a rating of 102. Now on the 82, he had 18 for 11 for 18, so he was 11 for 18. He had an 82 quarterback rating of 82. Also, on 25 of 49 passes, he had 6 touchdowns and no interceptions. His rating was 138. So he was excellent in the overall category. He was absolutely excellent in the overall category. Now, let's go over to the first down rankings. Let's break this down. On first down ratings, Drew Brees had a 95 rating. He had 74 or 55 passes for 466 yards and one touchdown. Now on the 124s, he had 31 of 29 passing. He had two touchdowns. He had a rating of 124. And on 62 of 76 passes, he had 539. He also had seven touchdowns, no interceptions. His rating was 127. So I'm going to say this. Brees can make these quarterback throws, can make these throws at any time of the the durations. Now his 158, his quarterback, his 158 rating, he had a pretty good number. He passed 12 or 14. He had two touchdowns, so he had a 158 rating. That was a, and also when he was at his lower 40s, so he was down to 48. He only had 63 yards passing. He had one interception, so that's something on that 48 rating right there. That was kind of lyrical. That was kind of piss poor, but hey, he had an interception, so that's where he gets his. That's where his downfall goes through. Now his next one is the 141. He has 17 of 30 passes. He passes for over 400 yards, 474. He has four touchdowns. So that's something right there. These are very interesting targets and locations. So these are targets and ratings. These are passer ratings by targets. So now on the second down, we'll go ahead and break down the second down, and then we'll break down Alvin Kamara. We'll also break down Michael Thomas for you. Okay. In the second down rating, 121. He had 53 of 64 passes, 515. He had four touchdowns. His quarterback rating was 121. So it was about maybe close to those. That's where the location, the target depth locations. Now up the middle, he would throw a middle pass that would be 26 of 32, 247. He also has one interception, so that was a lower rating for him. Now the next one, the 94. The rating was 94, and he had a right side pass. He would throw three touchdowns. He would throw for 55 of 70. He also had 416. He would throw two interceptions. So that's the thing he's going to have to clamp down on. If he throws up the right side and he throws those right side passes and they get picked, they're most likely eventually going to get picked every time. But he has to throw more touchdowns on it. He had three, but that's fine. But look, the two interceptions just kind of messes up the whole deal. So the next one. So let's go ahead and go. Okay, on your left side, he would throw for 212. He would have one touchdown. He would have a rating of 98. He would throw for 29 of 38. Also in the 134, that would be a middle part right there. That would be let's see, 178. He would be 21 of 26, three touchdowns. So he's excellent there for Brees. Now the next one would be the 120 rating. He would be at 120. He had four touchdowns. He throws 35 for 47. So this is a very interesting stat right here. We break these. This is something you will not see in your newspapers or everything everywhere else. So let's go ahead and go over the running back situation for a second. We're gonna go to the running backs. We're gonna pull this up. We're gonna break this down to a running back situation. I'm trying to see if this is passing. So we're gonna go to the running. We're gonna go to the running breakdowns. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the run breakdowns. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up Alvin Kamara. I'm gonna pull up his numbers. Give me 1 second to wait. Pull it down. Okay, wait. No, this is Saquon Barkley. We don't want Saquon Barkley. I have to get Alvin Kamara's stuff in there. Okay, Alvin Kamara. Let's go ahead and give you a little breakdown of Alvin Kamara's information. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do that right now. Okay, success rates. Okay, his success rate. The first one is 89%. His yards is 5.3. He carries the ball 19 times. He has 100 yards. So that's a pretty good margin right there. If you look at it, that was with the carries with Alvin Kamara. So that's the numbers we're looking at. Now off the left tackle, he's kind of lackadaisical. He's at 42%, but he has one touchdown, but he has two 10-plus yard runs. That's off the left tackle now. He averages 3.0. He has on 26 carries. He only has 78 yards on those off the left tackles. That's off the left tackles. Now, off the left guard. So this is another one. The left guard success rate is 45%, 3.2 average, 33 carries, 107 yards. He don't have two 10-plus yard runs. He has two touchdowns. So that's the epitome of Alvin Kamara's success rate. Now, success rate off the center. He carries 17 times, 84 yards. He has one 10-yard run. He also has two touchdowns. So one 10-yard run, that's a plus, and two touchdowns. Now, the next one we're going to be going over is the right guard. He has a 56% rate. He also has a 5.5 average. He has 52 carries, 287 yards. He has 9 10-plus yards runs. So he has 9 of them. But he has 4 touchdowns now. Don't get me wrong. He has 9 10-plus yards runs. So that's 10 plus. It's over the 10 mark. So that's pretty good. Now, he's at 46% off the right tackles. And that's 4.3 average. He has 41 carries, 175 is his yards. He also has 6 10-plus yards runs. He also has 2 touchdowns. So he had 6. So off the right guard, he had 9, and he had 6. That's amazing. Also, going up the right side, this is where he gets better. That's why it's important. If we give that ball to Kamara, we kind of give it to him like on a sweep or a handoff or whatever. So that would be the essential breakdown right there. Okay, he averages 4.3 yards. Also, he averages on 29 carries, he averages 126 yards. He has 2 10-plus yards runs. So that's the thing we're looking at right there. This is these are pretty good numbers right here. So this is what I look at every time when we do these football stuff. When you see this on your breakdowns, you'll see this. Okay, this is success rate all over average. Okay, NFL average is 50%. Player average is 73. Success SOOA, that's success rate over average. That's 23%. So I'm gonna say this: he's gonna be the very viable running back that can make it. So I can say, if you run it to him, you should run it to him on the right or your left, because if you run it to the middle, he might go 42%, and he might go lesser than that. So that's the biggest importance for the Saints football team, to have Alvin Kamara. The offensive line has to block successfully if they want to get Alvin Kamara to get some runs up the middle, because at 42 and 45, look, that's a little extensive, but the truth of the matter is, look, hopefully it will continue this year with his success rates. So that is the breakdown on success rate. We'll give you the go ahead and give you the actual. Let's see. I'm going to give you the. Uh, I'm gonna pull up the box score for 1 second. Give you a box score tutorial on it, and then we'll this was let's go ahead and give you the Saints, and about to give you a box score tutorial. The last game, this was against the the Rams. Let's go ahead and give you the box score rate against them. Okay, last year. We're gonna go over last year's breakdown. Okay, last year, um, um, Saints Saints in the red zone converted 2 of 5 conversions. They have to get better on that. They have to get better. They had one turnover in that game. They also had 12 drives. The Saints. So the time of possession was out. They was outbeat by Los Angeles 44 minutes to 30 minutes. So now third down conversions. Um, let's see. Let's break it down for you. Saints had 290 yards. They used 64 plays. Their success rate was 44%. Their first down rate was 27. Their first downs was 17. Away from the touchdown was 47. Their run rate was down to 33. So they have to have a good running game this year. The pass rate was 67. So the pass rate was kind of high in the game. Now the passing for the Saints, the success rate was 49% last year. So that was in the last game against the Los Angeles Rams. That was in the NFC Championship game. So the running game, I'm gonna say it's gonna have to be a lot better because we didn't do. Sure, we had that penalties and stuff that overshadowed the whole entire game. But the truth of the matter is, look, when I kind of broke this game down last year, I was not happy where they didn't run the ball because they have to run. You have to run the ball. You have to run the ball to be successful. That's the thing you have to do, and it opens up your passing game. So here's what I'm gonna break down. Okay, Saints had 21 offensive plays. They had 48 yards rushing. Their success rate was 33%. So that's something we have to work on this year, because if we're gonna be very perfect, our success rate's got to be perfect. Now the downs and the distance report. Let's go ahead and give you the downs and distance report. Saints. Last year, I'm gonna tell you, this was not good. I know this. If people sees this, I know it's gonna get them upset, but I have to state the truth from this last wounds. Okay, on first downs, the Saints were success rate was 41%. The first down rate was 17. They had 5 first downs, one explosive run, and 1 explosive pass, and 1 touchdown. Now on second down, this is your breakdown right here. This is on second down. Saints were at 48%. That's good. I mean, I'm very happy about that, but there's some room for improvement. Their average to go was 8.0. They had 1 explosive pass. That was on second down, and no explosive runs. Now on third down, they were at they used 14 plays, and they had 43% success rate, 43% first down rate, and 43% success rate. They had 1 touchdown. So that was on the downs report. Now on the field zone reports, let's break this down for you. Field zone reports: the Saints use three offensive plays. That's on their own 20. There was had a 2.3 average. They had 33%. Now at 21 to 40, that was at up to 48%. So they used 23 plays, and they used one explosive play. So that's the thing we're looking at now. The mid 41 through 41. No, 21 through 40. We'll go to 21 through that's on 21 through 40. Now we'll go to the mid 41 through 41. 31%. That wasn't good on first down rate right there. So they have to be not consistent. Now on the opponent's 40 to 21 yard line, 60% success rate. So that was perfect. They had two first downs, no touchdown, no explosive passes, no explosive runs. Now in the red zone, the Saints was had a 2.2 average. They had a 35% success rate. They had two touchdowns, so that's something right there in those red zones. So that was the breakdowns right there. So that's the depth. So that's the breakdown we're gonna show. We showed you from last game. So I look at it this way. Look, if the Saints can so we'll pull this up. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Okay. The main concern, um, I mean, they had a little bit of concerns going into this game, but the truth of the matter is, I would like to see these numbers. These numbers really stood out in this game in the season last season. So let's go over to the downs and distance. Give me 1 second. The downs and the distance for the Saints. Okay. So let's show you. They had last season they had 377 on the downs and the distance. So that was 377. The biggest their biggest first down was downs was first down was 134 on runs. That was on runs. Now on third down conversions, they were 44%. They had 82 of 184. 184. Now the next one on fourth down, they were at 81%. So that's something right there. That was through 16 games. So they got their first downs through runs and then passes. So both of them. So a little of both during the last year. So this is from Football Database. You can go to footballdatabase.com. Okay, I think we broke down everything. We're going to go ahead and give you the Saints schedule. I'm about to do that 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're going into 53 minutes into this broadcast. I'm about to do it right now. Okay, let's go get the schedule. Give you the schedule in just a second. I got another schedule right here. I'm going to click it on. Okay, the Saints schedule for this season is preseason football. They will take on Miami. No, Minnesota. Excuse me, Minnesota. That will be 7 p.m. That the next week they will take on the Chargers. That will be a 4 p.m. game, 3 p.m. Central game. Also, they will take on the New York Jets. That will be on the 24th. That will be at New York, and also Miami. So let's go ahead and go over the regular season. The Saints will take on Houston. That will be a Monday night football game. So that's going to be the first tough few weeks for the Saints team. So they got to overcome this tough few weeks. They will take on the Rams. That will be on the 15th. So that's going to be a rematch of the NFC championship game. Now they're going to take on the Seattle Seahawks. So they're on a two-game road road trip for the middle of the month. So they're going to be on a two-game road trip. These two games most likely will be the toughest games for the Saints to win. But I'm pretty sure if they can come out efficiently on both ends of the ball, they can most likely steal a victory. Now they'll have Dallas at home. That will be a Sunday night football game on August September 29th. So it's September 29th. Now they'll have Tampa Bay. So that's going to be a divisional game we have to win. We have to win this game. This is a must. So if we win this game, we beat them. We most likely be one. If we drop these two games, I'd say we're 1-2, and then we come back with 2-2. So and then we win this one, we're 3-2. So we come in 3-2. Then we'll have Jacksonville and Chicago on the road. So that's going to be, especially Chicago with Khalil Mack. I'm gonna tell you, that's going to be a game. That's going to be the game right there. If the Saints can stop Khalil Mack, that will be perfect. Now, so if you're 3-2, and you'll probably be 4-2, and you'll most likely drop this game. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, you don't drop these games because this is going to be a tough one. Now, Arizona will be at home. That will be a 1 o'clock game. That will be a noon game. So that will be a noon game, and then they will have Atlanta. That's another game we have to win. Atlanta. We have to get a split from Atlanta if we're going to win, or win it all. If we're going to win the NFC South. A lot of people says we're not going to win the NFC South. That's from the USA Today columnists. So we have to go and get wins from Tampa Bay and Atlanta, and then Tampa Bay again. So we have to get double wins. If we can get double, we'll be fine against our divisional opponents. Now we got to play against Carolina. So we're going to play Carolina on the 24th. We're also going to play them on the 29th of December. So that's going to be the pivotal games to win. All of them in the division. Atlanta, you might not win against Atlanta. I'm pretty sure you might split against Atlanta. Tampa Bay, I'd say it most likely be an easy game because you got Jameis Winston coming in, and then most likely you can win one game or a split, whatever floats the boat. Now they will have San Francisco. Also, they will have Indianapolis. That's another game you're going to be playing against Andrew Luck. Now you're going to be playing against Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans. So this game, right? This schedule, I'm going to say, if you can stay healthy, I'm pretty sure the Saints will finish maybe, I would say, between 12-4 or 10-6. One of the two. I'd say 12-4 or 10-6. Pick your poison. That's one thing I'm gonna say, because this is a very brutal schedule for the Saints football team. I mean, look, if you can overcome your obstacles, you win. So that's what I say. I'll say in this video, 12-4 or 10-6. That would be the key. I mean, will we go 13-3 again? I'm pretty sure we can. But a lot of factors has got to be right in order for us to go 13-3. People's gonna say, I hear a lot of people on social media, on Facebook, stuff like that, saying we're gonna go 17-0. That's not gonna happen, folks. In reality, that's not reality, folks. That's just Facebook talk. So, because you have to have a lot of factors go right for your team. You have to have no injuries. You have to have um, an effective offensive line, um, running game, and defense. You have to stop the run. You have to stop the pass, and that's what you have to do. So that's my take on the New Orleans Saints. We will have this uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. So once again, this concludes the New Orleans Saints football preview for 2019. We will have once again uploaded to YouTube, Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe. Everything is directly on your screen. Um, you can follow me on Facebook, Periscope, not Facebook, Facebook, WordPress, Instagram, Tumblr, and Reddit. You can follow me on Reddit. I'll subscribe to. You can follow me on Facebook.com/Kerry.Weemeyer. That's the personal page, and also you can follow me on the Sports Talk with Kerry Weemeyer page at Facebook.com/KLW782540. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Sports Talk 25. Also, you can follow me on 25 Sports Talk 2505. Sorry about that. Also, you can follow me on Sports Talk 78. Um, and also, you can follow me on Tumblr. That's Tumblr.com. Sports Talk 78. You got to look for Sports Talk and the number 78. Until then, we'll be back tomorrow with the Sports Talk with Kara Weemeyer show, 11 a.m., most likely 11 a.m. or 7 p.m. So, everybody, have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. We'll be back tomorrow.